You have been feeding yourself a slow, calculated poison every single day of your life, and you call it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The modern world has completely lied to you, conditioning your mind to crave beautifully packaged, chemically engineered substances that are explicitly designed to hijack your taste buds while quietly shutting down your cellular repair mechanisms. You look in the mirror and accept the creeping wrinkles, the fading energy, the brain fog, and the sudden aches as an inevitable part of getting older. But I am here to tell you that you are doing it entirely wrong. Aging as you know it is not a natural law. It is a direct consequence of a disconnected life, a symptom of a society that exchanges its vital life force for the convenience of a cardboard box. While the average person spends their later years trapped in a cycle of doctor visits, prescription pills, and chronic inflammation, there are those who have guarded a different way of existing for thousands of years. In the remote, mist-shrouded monasteries scattered across the ancient world, aging is not feared because it does not look like decay. It looks like sustained vibrant mastery over the physical vessel. I am monk Shi Yan Ling, and as I approach my 80th year on this earth, I stand before you without a single chronic ache, without a cloud in my mind, and with the physical resilience of a man half my age. When people look at my skin, when they watch me move through my daily physical cultivation, they often ask what hidden magic or expensive potion I have discovered to halt the hands of time. The truth is far simpler, yet far more difficult for the modern mind to grasp, because it requires you to unlearn everything the food industry has injected into your consciousness. My secret is not a chemical compound synthesized in a laboratory. Nor is it a temporary diet trend designed to sell fitness magazines. My secret is the unbroken lineage of ancestral eating, the deliberate choice to consume only the living ancient foods that Mother Earth provides in her purest form. For over 7 decades, I have restricted my intake strictly to the items that grow from the soil, kissed by the sun and nourished by the rain, completely untouched by human machinery or synthetic preservatives. To understand the power of this choice, you only need to look at the tragic contrast within my own bloodline, where those who chose the path of modern convenience, who filled their bodies with the processed, dead calories of westernized diets, have long since passed away or are currently confined to hospital beds with devastating chronic diseases. The human body is an incredibly sophisticated bioelectric engine, and just like any complex machine, it requires the exact fuel it was designed to run on if it is to function without breaking down. When you consume chemically processed fast foods, isolated sugars, refined flours, and synthetic oils, you are effectively throwing sand into the gears of a delicate chronological clock. Your immune system immediately recognizes these artificial compounds as foreign invaders, triggering a state of permanent low-grade systemic inflammation that acts like a slow fire, consuming your organs from the inside out. This chronic inflammatory state damages your DNA, shortens your telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of your chromosomes that dictate your biological age, and accelerates cellular senescence, which is just a scientific term for your cells turning into dysfunctional zombies that pollute your surrounding tissue. Monks have understood this reality for millennia without needing microscopes, recognizing that the energy or chi contained within a food dictates the vitality it transfers to the human spirit and frame. We eat living foods to cultivate living cells, while the modern world eats dead, sterilized foods and wonders why their bodies are breaking down prematurely under the weight of metabolic dysfunction. Science is only now beginning to catch up to what the ancient sages discovered through deep contemplation and observation of nature, validating the profound molecular benefits of what we classify as ancestral superfoods. Take, for example, the humble dark berries such as blueberries and wild blackberries, which have been consumed by mountain hermits for generations to preserve their vision and mental acuity. Modern biochemistry reveals that these deep purple fruits are exceptionally dense in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidant compounds that cross the blood-brain barrier to neutralize oxidative stress and reverse age-related memory decline. When I eat these berries, I'm not merely consuming sweetness. I am floods of polyphenols into my bloodstream that actively stimulate a process known as autophagy, the body's internal recycling system that clears out damaged cellular components and replaces them with youthful, high-functioning machinery. My relatives who laughed at my simple meals and preferred refined pastries instead allowed free radicals to run rampant through their cardiovascular systems, stiffening their arteries and dulling their minds until their hearts simply could not bear the toxic burden any longer. Another cornerstone of my daily preservation strategy is the deliberate use of ancient rhizomes and roots, particularly wild ginger and turmeric, harvested directly from the earth and consumed without any industrial manipulation. Modern clinical trials have proven that curcumin, the active biological agent within turmeric, is a molecular masterpiece capable of down-regulating the primary inflammatory pathways in the human body, acting on the exact same pathways as synthetic pain relievers, but without any of the toxic liver breakdown. For an aging body, joint degeneration and stiffness are accepted as normal, but by incorporating these ancient anti-inflammatory roots into my sustenance, my joints remain as fluid and lubricated as they were in my youth. I watch people my age, and even those decades younger, struggle to stand from a chair or walk up a flight of stairs due to osteoarthritis, a condition that is largely driven by the high fructose corn syrup and hydrogenated oils found in modern commercial foods. They are trapped in a prison of their own dietary choices, while I'm able to practice my martial forms at dawn because my connective tissues have been continuously bathed in the natural cooling medicine of the earth. We must also look at the profound longevity secrets hidden within the traditional use of adaptogenic mushrooms such as reishi and cordyceps, which monks have brewed into tonics for over 2,000 years, to fortify their spiritual and physical defenses. These are not the ordinary vegetables you find covered in plastic wrap at the supermarket. These are ancient evolutionary marvels that contain complex polysaccharides called beta-glucans, which scientifically modulate and optimize the human immune response. As the modern world panics over declining immunity and relies on endless synthetic interventions, the monk's immune system remains vigilant and adaptive because it is supported by the intelligence of these fungal allies. Science confirms that adaptogens work by regulating the endocrine system, specifically lowering the production of cortisol, the chronic stress hormone that accelerates skin, wrinkling, muscle wasting, and visceral fat accumulation. While my family members succumb to the high-stress, high-sugar lifestyle that triggers rampant diabetes and cardiovascular failure, my daily communion with these natural protectors has kept my blood pressure pristine and my immune defense impenetrable. The tragedy of the modern dietary landscape is that it has severed the sacred connection between the human being and the soil, replacing life-giving nourishment with highly addictive engineered food-like substances that actively shorten your lifespan. Every time you pull through a fast food drive-through or rip open a factory-sealed bag, you are making a financial transaction to subtract days from your future, trading your long-term vitality for a fleeting moment of chemical dopamine. These processed foods are completely stripped of their natural fiber, enzymes, and micronutrients, leaving your body chronically starving on a cellular level, even as you gain weight and suffer from metabolic overload. The human frame was never designed to process the sheer volume of artificial colorings, emulsifiers, and chemical preservatives that dominate the modern grocery shelf. And the resulting mutation of our internal microbiome is the root cause of the current global epidemic of autoimmune diseases and metabolic syndromes. Monks avoid this entire crisis by adhering to a philosophy of absolute purity, eating foods that look exactly as they did when they were pulled from the ground, ensuring that the body recognizes every single molecule that passes the lips. To truly step onto the path of longevity, one must understand how to structure their daily nourishment around the natural rhythms of the earth, a practice that I have meticulously documented to help those trapped in the modern cycle of illness. I have seen firsthand how transforming your your relationship with food from an act of thoughtless consumption to a practice of sacred self-preservation can completely reverse biological aging and restore a sense of boundless vitality. It breaks my heart to see so many well-meaning individuals suffering unnecessarily, spending fortunes on medical treatments that only address the symptoms of their poor nutrition rather than curing the root cause. Because of this urgent need, I have compiled my 7 decades of monastic wisdom combined with the validating weight of modern nutritional science into a comprehensive blueprint for natural longevity. If you are ready to stop poisoning yourself, if you are ready to break free from the trap of processed foods and discover the exact ancient superfoods that can add vibrant, disease-free years to your life, I encourage you to click the link in the description below right now to claim your copy of my secret guide to ancestral health. This guide is not a restrictive fad diet or a collection of impossible rules. It is a practical step-by-step transmission of the exact eating principles, superfood combinations, and natural preparation methods that have allowed me to maintain perfect health for nearly 80 years. You will learn how to source the most potent, life-extending foods available in your local area, how to avoid the hidden chemical traps in common grocery items, and how to fuel your body in a way that naturally triggers deep cellular repair and weight optimization. Do not wait for a medical diagnosis to force you into changing your habits, and do not follow the path of my unfortunate relatives who realized the value of their health only after it had completely slipped away. Invest in your life force today, reclaim the youthful vitality that Mother Earth intended for you, and click the link below to begin your transformation back to a natural, long, and disease-free existence.